Ooh, my friends, this is good. This is good. We're going to have a card picked. In this case, let's say the card that happens to be picked is this one. And the participant remembers it. Let's say it's the 10 of spades. And that card is placed in the middle of this half and handed to another participant to shuffle. So after the participant has shuffled the cards, they hold these in their hand. And here you show your packet. You show the packet that's left in your hand. They not have anything special. These are just normal cards. As you can see, there's nothing that stands out among them yet. I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way, sir. Just take the packet in your hand and hold it tight. Great, let's see if I could do this. Do you see that? No, you don't? Well, watch. Did you see that? Look, I want you to notice something strange in the cards. Did you see something odd? It's almost like there's a card that's now reversed. As a matter of fact, why don't you look for your card in your pile? The participant happens to look for their card in the pile and they don't see it. Of course, you spread your deck and guess what, my friends? One card has now been face down. You find a face down card in your pile and of course it happens to be their card. This is just another variation of the cards across. Now this one is pretty much all created by this wonderful card switch, which is reminiscent of something you might have seen done in ambitious card routines, where you push the card like this, you show the participant the card, and you really snuck one underneath it so that when you push it in, you're effectively creating a switch. We're going to be doing the exact same thing, but from a spread. So in this case, the participant touches any card. I'm just putting one card above it so that when I square up that pile, I'm actually squaring up the cards with that one card already below the participant's card. So now at this point, I could show them the card, I could have them remember it, and I could push that card in using my forefinger, and of course, it's going to seem to the world like this is their card. Really, it's an indifferent card. So now at this point, I could either have the cards that are spread in my hand, or I could do a one-handed fan, and I'm just going to square this card up, apparently, in the half that they're going to be holding. Really, the card is on top of my half. So when I hand the participants the card for them to shuffle, I'm going to carry out the mechanical reverse, which is a wonderful move that puts the deck where it needs to be. And again, it's under good cover because the participant is shuffling their cards. Now, the mechanical reverse is something that I go over in the academy. However, just for the sake of brevity here, you have a pinky break. You're going to turn all the cards to a face-up position while keeping the pinky break. As you bring your hand to a normal position, this card is going to mechanically turn over because of the positioning of the hand. So essentially, you are reversing that card using a half pass, taking advantage of the mechanics of the playing cards. Now, this card is going to be face down in the back of the pile. So when the participant is done shuffling the cards, you're just going to spread the cards and you're going to have the participant note that there isn't anything particularly interesting about the cards you have yet. But let's see if we could actually make something happen. Now, something that you could do is that you could actually have the participant hold the cards in their hand and do this, do a little bit of a riffle action. Now here you're going to have a tremendous opportunity to do a little bit of a bluff, because do keep in mind, you are going to have to cut these cards. Now if you do happen to cut these cards a little bit thin, which means that I'm just going to take maybe a third of the pile that's in my hand and cut it to the bottom, look at what happens when I do that. Because the cards are cut a little bit thin, their card is now going to be placed in the lower 2/3 of the deck. So you're going to have 2/3 of the deck and then you're going to have their card. So now, if I just take the cards and only riffle half of the cards, they're not going to see anything special. They're only going to see face-up cards. Now, when I want the participant's card to show, I'm actually going to start riffling the whole thing. And they're going to notice that there's one card that suddenly made an appearance. So they're going to see that there's a card that's now face down. So it's a nice little fun touch, and it shows the moment of magic to happen a little bit more so than if you just mimed it and threw it in a deck. So you could just riffle the upper half, and when you want that card to appear, you just start riffling the cards in their entirety, and they're going to see that card to be face down. So now you could have them go through their pile. They don't see their card anywhere. You could spread through the deck and show the fact that one card has managed to make its way. And of course, it happens to be the participant's selected card. Oh yeah, what a fun little routine. So it's just a cards across, very simple to do. If you could do the mechanical reverse, if not, just do a half pass. If not, just turn the cards face down. You could have the participant shuffle the cards. You say, I'll tell you what, why don't you shuffle the cards behind your back so you can't see anything? And all I'm doing there is just taking the opportunity to turn over the card and turn the packet face down. So you could do it that way, and that really doesn't require a lot of sleight of hand. But that's the routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being members of the piggybacker side of things here, and I hope to see you on the next lesson.